Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much for this opportunity to presenting about the legal protection of the indigenous people and traditional communities in Indonesia from a social environmental perspective. In the introduction, the legal protection of the issue. Indigenous people and the traditional communities in Indonesia face enormous challenges in defending their right to land, culture, and natural resources. And then number two, impact of the modernization and industry. Modern, Modernization and the rapid economic development often ignore the sustainability of the indigenous people right, causing threat to local wisdom and natural ecosystem. Number three, the social environmental perspective. This research examines how the legal protection can be effective for the social economic welfare and environmental sustainability of the indigenous people. And the background of the problem, right of the indigenous people. Indigenous people have the recognized rights such as a customary right to land and natural resources, which are essential for the survival. Threat and the challenges. Land technical conflict often arise as the result of the research expediting by the company's development and the project that involve customary land. Environmental degradation. Affect activities such as logging, mining, and the blending result in the environmental degradation that directly affect the life of the indigenous people Social discrimination through the gap in the application of the legal policies that led to discrimination against indigenous people. And the result objective analysis of the effective of the legal protection. Assembly the effectiveness of the applicable regulation of the protected indigenous and the traditional community in the context of the natural resource utility and conservation. Role of the relevant institution. Likely, the role of the government, social institution, and the NGO is the implementation of the existing legal protection. Policy recommendation. Develop the recommendation to make a policy more inclusive and implement at the local level. And the result method, normative judicial approach, examining excitation, legislation, and related to the written case study method, conducting the field study in the several regions in Indonesia that have indigenous community to see the application of the regulation of the practical level. And then the result. With policy implementation, although the regulation exists, implementation on the ground is still not optimal, mainly because economic interests often take precedence. Contribution of NGO and the international institutions in some area, inviting by NGO, have raised awareness of the indigenous people rights and strengthened their participation in the decision-making process. And they challenge the legal protection. The gap between the regulation and the practice. Legal regulations are often poorly implemented, leaving indigenous community vulnerable to land conflict, loss of the land right, and negative environmental impact. Economic development focus for government tend to prioritize economic on the developed, which the result in the neglect of indigenous people right and environment sustainability. And then the recommendation, strengthening inclusive policies, develop policies to pay more attention to the needs and the right of the indigenous people, improve oversight mechanism, impressive, improve oversight in the policy implementation at the local level to make it more effective. Indigenous people participation, encouraging the active participation of the indigenous people in the decision-making process related to the natural resource management in their territories. And in the conclusion, this research emphasizes the importance of the strong legal protection in inclusive policy implementation to safeguard the rights of indigenous and the traditional community in Indonesia. Continued effort from the government, NGO, and social institutions are needed for the protection of indigenous people to be realized effective and sustainability. Thank you so much for your attention. That's all for my presentation. Thank you.